The first quote of this week's Life Notes that I found the most interesting was, "He saw me through a filter, what I call the master narrative of American history. According to this powerful and popular but inaccurate story, our country was settled by European immigrants and all Americans are white." Now, I found this quote to be pretty interesting, and this book was written a little while ago, so I found some current events that go along with this quote that I thought were pretty interesting. Personally, I've been in more of a diversely aware, I guess, settings while I've been in the United States. I went to an international high school that was full of diversity, so I was definitely exposed to that. But I do remember coming to John Carroll freshman year and talking to a few of the students, and I was really surprised to learn that they had not been out of Ohio, some of them, and so they really didn't have any exposure to diversity. And I think this the misconception of the diversity of our country comes a lot from education. Educational textbooks are usually written to reflect what the ruling party or school board, state board wants to put in them. So the majority of state boards and educational auditors are white, so they tend to give a white portrayal of American history. Now, a good example of this is Sarah Palin. I remember when she was running, she really didn't have a very good grasp of any sort of diversity in the United States. I think she mentioned that Africa was a country, not a continent, and several things like that. So obviously, her schooling in the United States hasn't educated her in the different areas of the world and where people live. Also, this can be reflected in the current governmental setup of the United States, with current minorities set to take over as the majority, and whites will soon be the minorities in 2050, I believe, perhaps earlier. Anyway, I don't think that's very well reflected in our country's governmental structure, which is the majority all white and all male and all rich. And the average person watching television, they don't really see that much diversity as well, and they really don't seem to be able to accept that diversity exists in the country. Like you have the birthers, which I'll include a link below this video, who believe that Barack Obama was born outside of the United States in Kenya or something like that, which obviously isn't true. They just think because he's a different skin color than them, which they don't see that much of in the South or wherever they're from, that obviously he's not American. And this is supported by news outlets, especially Fox News, which is not very friendly to diversity. So regardless, I just found that this quote to be a really timely example of what a lot of mainstream media people and a lot of news outlets, as well as those white Americans who haven't been educated in the reality of America, are actually thinking. They truly believe that this country is full of just white people who deserve to run the country and who are a product of European immigrants. So it was interesting that that was included in the book.